Yeah. Well, we know who that is. Most definitely. Hey, Claire, how are you? How's it in the UK today? Or this evening, probably. Hey, Laura, how are you? Yeah, I had a pretty good time. I'm doing pretty good, Claire. I had a real good time. But now I'm back down here in this sticky. Well, it ain't too hot, but you can damn sure feel it. Doing good, Sandra. How are you? Yeah, I made it back. I'm sage. Good Lord. Sage in the front porch. Get all the bad juju out of here. Hey, Joyce. I can't even speak today. Happy Sunday, Laura. It's good to see you. No, I didn't go camping with Matt. It's, it it kind of just turned out to be a me thing. I needed to do some stuff for myself and figure some things out. But got a little bit figured out. I got where I needed to be, that is. I enjoyed it. I got some videos I need to put out. Maybe probably do that after I get off live. I'll probably start downloading and editing that stuff. Might not edit it at all, to be honest with you. Yeah, they were glad to see me. They were glad to have me back home. I'm not saying I really wanted to come back to the heat, but it's home. Hey, Joe, how are you, brother? I hope you're having a good Sunday. Hey, Faith. You'd be surprised what the mountains could do for you, even if you're riding through the valley. But I don't know how I look rested. I had a bunch of yard chores I had to catch up on yesterday. Now that that's done, I feel a little bit better. Hey, Brenda. Good afternoon to you too. I hope you've had a good week. Mine was okay up until around Thursday, but it was a nice drive from Tenasket to Spokane. Though there was some beautiful scenery in there until you get into the plains, and it just got kind of flat and a little hilly. But it was a good drive though, really good drive. It's good to see everybody's doing all right. Well, thank you, Joyce. It was a good trip. Well, good. Glad to hear that, Brenda. It's 88 degrees, Laura, and it's sunny right now, but I think there's a storm or something brewing down there in the southern Gulf somewhere that everybody's worried about. Yeah, I like the mountains too, Faith. It's it can be a healing experience. It does the body good to be out in the wilderness. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's why I like getting out, stretching my legs too, because I don't even want to say I'm trapped here because I'm not trapped here. 'Cause that's why I like to go do what I do. Yeah, the birds are doing their thing. No, the mountains aren't good for the knees, but it sure is fun getting up in them. Good morning, catfish. Afternoon, night in some places. Yes, they are good for the soul. That I can agree with very much. Huh? I'll be safe. Love you.
Are you doing something?
Yeah, I'm doing live. We'll see you this evening. Yeah, I made it home safe. It was just a long, crowded plane flight. That's all that was. I'll sure pray for him, Laura. I will do that. You're so lucky, Joyce. It's a good place to live. I know that. I know that. Yeah, y'all pray for her. Pray for her friend. He needs it. And so does his family. No, I just wish she didn't have to work today. I was kind of hoping I had the weekend with her, but she's got to go work today. And then Lily's off doing her thing too. So, hell, yeah, she don't. She didn't want to go. She wished she'd have just took it off. But you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? But one day we'll be where we need to be. All right, try to have fun. I'll come up there and throw shit around and give you something to do. I'll come up there and throw shit around and give you something to do. I wish I could retire catfish. That would be lovely. But I'm not graced with that yet. But I don't really think I would. I don't know. I'd probably still do some sort of work while I was retired. I couldn't just sit. I can't wait for it to happen to me. That's for sure. I just want to be a different kind of busy. That's all. I don't want to be this busy that city life brings with it. I'd rather be a different kind of busy. Tanner's in the house. He's in there chilling out, I think, because he'd been outside a lot this morning. Well, the gate's working right again. That's a good thing. Man, I sure do miss that black Dodge I was driving. Man, for a V6, that thing had impressed me. I know that. It sure it climbed that mountain with no problem at all. We just did a lot of riding up there for a little bit. I didn't go down to the lake or anything, but the riding, I enjoyed the riding a lot. That is some beautiful country, that is for sure. But a week ain't really enough time for me to do what I really want to do. But one day I'll get more than a week. And I want to hopefully try to make that happen next year. I'd like to take Miranda up there to see all that, and Lily too. So we'll see what happens after the first of the year and see how that goes. But yeah, it would be nice. It would, man, it would be nice. But there's a lot of places to camp, man. Not just Chapac up there by Chapaca Lake. There was this one road that went back there like 15, more than 15 miles. And there was a bunch of camping spots back in there for RVs and tent, whatever you wanted to do. And I'm sure there's other places you could have camped that just weren't visible to the eye off the beaten path. I was on an old dirt road, well, gravel. Possibly, Laura. Possibly. There's some things I got to get straightened out. I didn't take Max up that road. I took that truck I rented up that road, up the mountain. Another version of Black Betty went up that mountain. I think Max was a little broke down. Something was wrong with him when I was there. But Max, shoot, that's probably what wore him out, is going up and down that mountain. But that Dodge I was driving, it didn't phase that truck at all. But it was sure a cool ride up there, man. It really was. That's crazy, Faith. But at least you're having fun, no matter where it be. Hey, Michigan Tim, good to see you. Good to see you. Well, don't stay secluded to the house, Sandra. Get out and take you a ride. It don't matter how slow you drive; they can go around. They were going around me, and I had no problem with it. until we was on the downgrade and they decided they want to go around. But at least my truck was up against the edge of the wall. I wouldn't want to have been on that edge or the closest to the fall off edge. I'm glad I wasn't there when the truck's coming down. But maybe you should do that in remembrance and honor of your husband sometime, is go for a ride in his honor. And maybe, a little bit of you and him time, spiritual time. Yeah, I made it back home. Safe and normal. Just overcrowded flights. Just packed to the gills. That's the only thing that really bothered me. I couldn't stretch out a little bit. But yeah, it made it home good. Yeah, I don't like to drive in town, but once you get out into the country and away from the city, Sandra, it ain't so bad because I don't like driving in town either. It rattles my nerves because people are idiots, literally, especially on the road. Shoot, that ride that me and Matt took on up the grade towards Chapaco, I wanted to kind of keep going, but I knew if I did, it'd been later than late trying to get back, and I just didn't want to be driving, too late after dark because I had to take Matt back up to up in a oval or whatever and drop him off because Max was hurting a little bit. That's the young kids making it crazy on the back roads because they're the ones mainly driving like idiots. It wasn't really like that up there in Tenasket or Orville, you know. Even when I was, going back out there to the farm every night when I'd get through riding, the roads weren't really that bad. There was people in a hurry, but all I would do is just kind of merge off the side of the road and let them pass because I wasn't in no big hurry. Yeah, I was going up this one road. It was the day before I went up the grade, and I went up a different road instead of turning up to the grade. I went up a back road, and I started doing some climbing, gaining elevation, and out of nowhere, this big ass log truck comes heading down this single lane road, and I was like, "Oh shit!" So I luckily there was a little turnoff spot that you could get on, so I got on that and let him pass. And then I turned around because I knew there was going to be more than just one coming down that hill. But that was a pretty cool short little ride. I don't know if I posted that on. I don't know if I posted that on IG or not. I'm not real positive. Everything's been kind of blurry between Thursday evening and Friday afternoon. Because I know the weather was really nice up there the whole time I was there. Hey, Karen. I'm glad you caught it. I'm glad to see you in here. That's awesome. We're just in here bullshitting about my trip, I guess. Yeah, Penny's in there laying down too. She's been out a lot too this morning. Yeah, but I kind of turned it into my own thing. I didn't. I seen Matt a few times, and he was kind of busy, so I had some stuff I needed to do anyway, and I didn't. It didn't really matter because I was there to take care of some mental issues and needed to get recentered back in them woods a little bit, get my bearings straight, what I need to do. Because I went to places Matt didn't go to, so I'm happy with that. And now he's interested in where I went, so I told him where to go. But it was pretty badass. Bunch of campsites, a bunch of lakes hidden off in the back country, and best scenery you could ever see, especially on this side of the country. But shoot, if anybody could ever get a chance to see that mountain range, I suggest going and seeing that mountain range because it don't really matter what part of it you go to, whether it be in Colorado or on up in any of them states. That mountain range is something else. I mean, something else. Man, Joe, if you got them campers, man, I would go. That one, especially if you got a four wheeler and them campers, there was campers back in there that I was finding a hard time. I was like, how the hell did you get that shit down there? But they were getting them down there, man. You should really check that out. And Loomis, right there where it kind of all starts, the road anyway, man, it's not like going to Colorado or some big city. There's people back there, don't get me wrong, but there's not a lot of people back there. You know what I'm saying? You can still have some of your privacy and still bump into people and things like that. You could even camp beside them if you wanted to. I mean, but man, that kind of makes me want a camper for two reasons, but mainly one of them to take back down that road and dip off into one of them trails. I mean, it was just simply beautiful from the wildlife to shit, just the nature itself. It was badass. I'm telling you, you should really check that out. Consider that, Joe, for real, man. Because shit, that was fun regardless of who you was with, or hell, I was by myself, so I enjoyed the hell out of it. I mean, it was just so, man, it was just something I never seen before in my life. It made me feel really small as a human being. It shows you how big the world really can be. It really can. You're right about that, Karen. It will ground you. And it's peaceful. It gives you a good place of tranquility, you can say. And you can feel, your worries and stresses just go away because it's just that peaceful. It really is. It's just simply amazing. And shoot, the only thing you really gain by going up in elevation is the weather. The weather cooled off. The higher you went, the cooler it got. And I dug the shit out of that. Miss D kept saying, "There's a furnace over there in that trailer. You can turn that on." I'm like, "No, I'm good." So that's what I came here for, was to cool off. I wanted the cool weather. Yeah, it's pretty cool, Sandra. That is kind of awesome. Yeah, I kind of agree with that, Claire. I kind of do. It was an easier time. Well, for some of us, it would have been an easier time, you know. But once you passed a certain point, going up grade up on the towards Chapaca Mountain, it did feel like you went back in time. You could go to places where you know no one's been, or even very little people have been. But it was pretty. It was extraordinary. It really was. Yeah, that's a good place to escape it too. I can tell you that much for sure. That's why I can't be one of them people that are constantly behind a keyboard and not getting out of the house. It would drive me crazy. I would probably turn into one of them bitter, unsweet people. But they can have that life. I'd rather do what I do and be happy. I wish y'all could. Well, y'all can. I'll show you. Y'all take y'all with me. I'll try to publish them, at least one of them today. I know there's 3 good long drives back in there. And man, it can make you feel on top of the world. Sandra must be talking about that castle. Shoot. What's on y'all's agenda for today? Mine ain't much of nothing. I got to go back to work tomorrow, and I know I got a mess to deal with there. All that country up in there is beautiful catfish, all the way up into Canada. There's some really pretty. It really is. Yeah, we have deer down here. They don't come in the yard. The deer around here don't. They try not to be seen around here. But the deer up there in Washington, yeah, they came up in the yard. That's for sure. I mean, they're a little bit more not as timid as the ones here in Florida. Because no, they're not like that down here. Hey, Lily, how are you? Oh, you ain't missed nothing. We just been in here BSing about the trip to Washington and seeing how everybody's doing. Dang, catfish, you driven to BC to a lot? That's pretty. Now that would be a cool ass drive. I bet you are, Karen. Damn, 6:15 in the evening there. Whoa. Nice. Yeah, there was people up there hunting. No, I don't ever do no hunting down here. Faith, what I'm wanting to hunt for is I want to go up there and hunt. I don't want to hunt down here. There's too many, sometimes there's too many people in the woods at one time, and that's not a good thing. Well, thank you, Lily. Yeah, I had a good time. Yeah, I seen some wildlife. I seen a big old barn owl. He kind of buzzed the tower when I was on the porch smoking a cigarette because I felt his wing flaps by my face as he cruised by. And then he went up to the top of the telephone pole and sat, and I could see him. And that was pretty cool. And I always seen the deer in the yard and just about anywhere. And then I seen two gray foxes, cut across my trail, and they turned around and looked at me, and I looked at them for a minute, and they went on their way. But no moose, no bears. I didn't see no horned sheep this time, or the bald eagle. So this time I got to see owls, foxes, and deer, which was okay with me. It's still wildlife. Something I don't see down here, that's for sure. It is 12:13 here in Pensacola on 88 degrees and sunny. I met a lady at the Spokane airport when I stopped and got my Mountain Dew and a Bigfoot sticker. She was from Kentucky. I'm like, man. I'm like, you're a long ways from home too. She said, but I would rather be here than there. I'm like, I don't blame you. Me too. Because I was on my way back to the heat. But that's okay though. Hopefully, if I take my time and do things right, I can make some arrangements and at least have a little spot of land on up in the hills somewhere up there. I just got to make sure Miranda's going to like it before I do anything stupid. You could have found some rabbit. There's plenty of squirrel down here if you want to come get you some squirrel. Well, we got plenty of rabbits too, for that matter, in Florida. I've seen a couple of squirrels, but they look kind of like they were getting ready for winter too up there in Washington. Owls are pretty badass, Karen. And he was big as hell. I've never seen an owl that big. I've never even seen one in the zoo that big. And I don't really like going in zoos anyway because it makes me sad. That would be scary, Faith, but I'd kind of like to see them, but I don't know. All right, Tim, you be good, man. We'll see you later. Hopefully I'll have one or two videos up by the end of the week. I should have one up today, but at least by tomorrow. I don't know. Sometimes it takes a minute for that stuff to upload. Oh my word. That would suck to come out. I've never seen a squirrel chew on a plastic gas can. See you later, Laura. You behave yourself. Don't be getting no trouble today. But I ain't gonna run this video very long today anyway, because I'm kind of still spent from all that flying and that, and yesterday having chores to do. I kind of just want to be lazy as hell. Because although I was up there all week, but I wasn't sitting still. That's for sure. But but I'm glad y'all all showed up today. It was good seeing you guys. Damn. What's up, Age? They said, see, that's what I don't understand, Lily, is I would almost rather to say I sat in an airport almost as much as I flew, because the flight up there was longer. I think it was because I had a layover longer, but the flights weren't. But like the one back was like an hour and a half from Spokane to Denver. And then the Denver flight was like 2 hours and 15 minutes long. But it took 7 hours because I was sitting in two places waiting on whatever. But the flight up there was like 9 or something hours. But it's kind of the same way. The flights weren't very long, but the waiting was waiting. You know what I mean? Good. I'm glad you're doing good, Age. I'm kind of glad to get back home, but kind of wish I would have stayed. But I got shit I got to do and take care of here. So it is, it'll be all right, because I will go back regardless. I'm not going nowhere for a minute. I'm going to talk a little while longer. I'm not going nowhere. You love my funny, whatever you want to call them, sayings. I'm trying to figure out, I know, like if this can kind of give you an example, Lily, it's find Pensacola, like get a map and find Pensacola. And then from Pensacola to Loomis, I think it's 2,600 miles, like 2,600 some odd miles. Yeah, I was going to do a Music Madness with Matt, but something came up and it was a little bit more important to me, and I kind of needed it mentally and physically. And by helping Mr. Dave, it did some things for me in my head and in my brain, the way people can't take some of this shit out of context, fucking freaks. But it helped me in a way that I needed to recover from something, and it helped me recover from something. And I'm kind of wanting to work on some cars. And I'm kind of wanting to buy this one. I don't know. It's up in the air. I either want to buy a truck I can work on, or get this new Dodge. One of the two. But either way, both of them's going to be a four-wheel drive regardless of the situation. But yeah, Faith, I had to do something, and I needed that more than I needed Music Madness. You know what I mean? I really wanted to, but that was, to me, it was a little bit more important to give Dave a hand. But that helping him and, put a spark back in me. Hey, Mr. Lizard. Yep, I'm back. Good to see you. But it put a spark back in me that I kind of needed to get back. Instead of just sending stuff to a shop to fix, I kind of need to get my hands dirty, back under the hood again. So, and that kind of did it for me. Yeah, well, I got a video. Me and Matt did go upgrade together. I got that on. That'll be on a video. So that's something I didn't put on my phone. That was something I, captured with the GoPro and all that. Yeah, I rented a Dodge Age. It was a 4-wheel drive, and I used that 4-wheel drive because that was a steep ass grade. But you damn sure couldn't tell it was hurting that truck none. Especially for being a V6. I was kind of surprised about that myself. I mean, it went up that hill like it didn't have no issues at all climbing that grade. And it didn't. It didn't seem to bother it none at all. I kind of liked that. No, that's one of our birds in a tree squawking. Squirrel's probably messing with it or something. And now he's talking to another one. Almost sounds like a jungle out here this morning. I'm not real sure what the bird is, Karen. I can't even see it. I can hear it. These trees still got a bunch of leaves on them, so I can't really see what bird it is. But it's like this down here a lot down here, hearing birds all the time. If you could get that bird from here, my grandpa said, if you're going to shoot it, you're going to eat it. So I stopped shooting shit if I wasn't going to eat it. So I just let the birds carry on. It only took me one time to figure that out with my pawpaw, and that bird didn't taste real good. It didn't even matter you fried it like chicken. It shit did not taste good. So therefore, I quit shooting shit that I wasn't going to eat. We don't have problems with pigeons. We can't even, like, they even outlawed, like at weddings around here, you can't throw rice no more because it'll kill them. It'll kill the pigeon. Okay, Laura, if you're gone, be good. Behave yourself. I know them were some big ass chicken tenders, were they not? I think that was like a chicken breast sliced like 3 or 4 times. The gas station food up there, oh my God, it tastes a lot better than it does down here. But the Quick Stop had the best, you know. It probably is a Blue Jay, Sandra. Had the best though gas station food. By Thursday morning when I went there for my last breakfast, she knew exactly what I was coming in there for. I'll have to check that out, Karen. I really will. Oh, the whole truck episode had you laughing? That's all right. I'm glad it was making you laugh. But y'all don't forget to say hello to Mr. Underwear. Y'all give him a shout out. Let him know you appreciate it. But y'all behave and y'all have a good rest of your Sunday, and we'll talk to y'all later next Sunday, same time. Okay.